A Strange Objection. Part 1. But do you truly trust the testimony of your ears, of your nose, of the root of your tongue? Not I, my friend. The universe lies to our senses, and they lie to us. And how can we ourselves be anything but liars? For myself, I trust neither the message nor the messenger, neither what I am told nor what I see. There may be truth somewhere, but it never gets down to me. Peter S. Beagle. Eventually, assuming we ever get back to the mind-body problem and its relation to music, we will come face to face with Descartes. But for the moment, we do not turn to this giant of the Enlightenment to weigh in on dualism, but to dispute doubt, skepticism. Doubt of the very evidence of the senses. A shocking enough idea to be brilliant, or obviously wrong enough to be absurd. But if obviously wrong, then obviously in what defensible sense? Skepticism, an idea by logic, difficult to disprove. I started working up these ideas for podcasts in my last year of university, a mature student returning to a familiar city. More than once I've had a chance to ask myself the question straight. What do you mean, speaking human? What are you really on about? Maybe it's an artist's prerogative or even responsibility to luxuriate in vagueness. Certainly, the associative breadth of the title provides a banner under which I can talk about more or less anything I choose, which seems to be more or less the unapologetic plan. But to me, it's more than a defensibly arty placeholder or the lettered heading for a landing page. Speaking human means something more than its capacity to evoke numerous potential meanings, while I knowingly commit to none. For me, nearer the center of the podcast are certain feelings of mine about, in particular, the consequences of the Enlightenment, anti-realism and the like. The proposition that our senses cannot be trusted is what this short series of episodes is about, Descartes. But more broadly, the idea that our humanity, including our organic senses, represent not just the prescribed limit of our perception, but perhaps the recognized impediment to real knowledge, is a troubling idea. Naturally, we aspire to know reality as it really is, not merely as it seems to be. But in knowing reality as it really is, I should want to remain as I really am. Even if we reject extreme doubts, philosophy of perception downgrades direct realism. What do my hands touch that is not an illusion? What touches my eyes that is as it appears to be? Here I am, human. What speaks my native tongue that does not lie or tease as in some altered form suggesting the inaccessible? Informally, in the arts at least, we celebrate our humanity. But is this enjoyed indulgence in being ourselves only an unreal vacation from the respectable job of properly apprehending a strictly physical reality as it really is, as we might claim to do in the hard sciences? Where does this leave our ordinary interactions and our necessary meanings? And what is meant by reality anyway? Something tacitly presumed to be beyond me such that I apprehend what properly excludes me? In the end, is the Enlightenment the tombstone of some last renaissance? Why do I grieve? But now I'm far afield. Let's try to go back. Let's return, for the moment, to what we intended to discuss, to Descartes, and an odd kind of objection, a strange argument against his doubts. I've been thinking lately about certain Christian thinkers. The best are not anti-Aristotelian, They like logic, but they all have a common quirk, a characteristic way of reasoning we might call Protestant pragmatism. It's true. In inventing this term, I'm afraid I'm guilty again of being very much myself, which perhaps we all must eventually conclude is a highly individualized and righteous rebellion. While writing these episodes, I note that I seem to always find odd names for new ideas, and I think I'm happy to do so. In this case, though, the idea is not new, it is not mine. Or if it is, it's at best a kind of Protestant public property that, as far as I know, has no name but the one I've given it. That could be wrong. In any case, I should say that it has nothing definite to do with the American philosophy, pragmatism. I use this term because it is so insistently practical. The argument runs, generally put, something like this. What we act on is the demonstration of what we really believe. Or negatively, you could put it this way. We do not really believe what we do not act upon. If intellectual debate and discourse, generally speaking, happily confine themselves to the mental arena, then this approach really is a strange form of disproof, stepping beyond the accepted bounds of the usual talk. If you think your boat will float, this way of reasoning begins, let's not talk caulking, push it into the harbor. And by the way, if you really believe it, do it here where the water's deepest. I'll push, you stay there and man the oars. There's nothing abstract about this test of ideas, or rather, of our real conviction in the ideas we profess. It's a way of reasoning that simply refuses to accept anything as theoretically waterproof, defended on dry land. If Descartes' doubts are difficult to disprove in the mental arena, is his belief in his doubt affirmed or assailed by this practical test?